Hi there, Dine here. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how you can edit the Hinata Opt-in page. So first, I'd like to describe to you the structure and the components of the page editor. From your left panel, you'll see all the sections here, which has two tabs. One is the sections and one is the settings. Let's go first to the settings. This is the first thing that you need to do, which is to edit your style guide. The style guide can be can have your primary color, your button color like this one. And when you click this, it will pop up all your brand colors. If you don't see your brand colors here, you can go first to the main dashboard, go to settings, and then site details. Once you're inside the site details, just scroll down and you'll see the color palette. Make sure you change this and then hit save. Once you're okay with that, make you can refresh it so that it will automatically reflect here. So from the colors, you can adjust the border radius, the font styles. There are installed font styles here that you can choose from. But if you have a brand font and you need help installing it, let me know and I'll be happy to help install that for you. And then the font colors for your heading, for the body font, and especially this one goes right here. You can also change your desktop font sizes and it will, once you select the font size, the heading here, it will follow whatever font sizes you have set here. And make sure you scroll more so that you can edit the font sizes for mobile. Now, say H1 for desktop is using 56 pixels. It may not look good for mobile, so make sure you adjust the font sizes in mobile. Once you're done with that, sit back and then you can click on design tools. If you can see this thin lines, this is the guide. It's helpful for you to know to balance or to make sure that this block is in three or in four columns or this text here is in the center. So I'm going to keep that for now. And then the custom code here, these are just the basic custom code. CS is not too heavy, but the main things that I have coded here would be the button form and this this one here right here. So to start with the custom code, whatever you have on your style guide for your button color, that would follow here. Unless if you click one of the text block and if you want to override that something else, you can do that as well. So later on I'll discuss that blocks, but let's go back to custom code. The button would only apply if you have, say, a text and then you enable the CTA. But the form color, let's go back to custom code. This is the button, the regular button, and this is the form button. From here, you might want to change the font size if you feel that it's too small. You can change the font weight if you want it more, if you want it bolder. And if the letter spacing is too wide, you can adjust that. And then, as you can see, let me remove the override colors here. And then go back to settings. So for the form button here, let me go ahead and save that for now. See that this has been changed, but when you hover it, it it's still showing the 18 pixels in font and the font weight and the letter spacing. So what you want to do is go down here. You'll see the form button hover, and then you can change this when I hover it, the color of the text is in light. black, not really black, but this is the hex color. You can change that to something else. And then if you scroll down a bit more, if you see this one, this is where you change the color of the whole row. So let's say I want to change it to white. That changes to white. So if we have the font size for the form button here for the 22 pixels and 600, I'll go ahead and copy that and then make sure the letter spacing is in 1M. For the button hover, I'll replace that and then make this as 1 and then hit save. So that's how you can change it. Now, we're done with the settings. And then right above here would be a sample. It's not really 100% accurate if you view this in laptop or desktop, in tablet or in mobile. It's always best to hit the preview button here. So I'll discuss this mobile optimization later on, but let's go to the sections on your left panel. From your left panel, since this is not a website or a regular landing page, this is an opt-in. We don't want to have a header for this. So they are more focused on the submitting the form and the form here. So from here, you can rearrange the sections. For example, mm, this gold divider here, you can hold and drag if you want that way. Or if you don't like that, if you don't feel like it's applicable for your brand, you can click on the three dots and then hit hide. So that's it. So inside the sections are the blocks. The blocks are the form block, the image block, or the text block, or the feature block. There are two ways for you to edit the page. Either you go directly to the section, and then if you want to edit this form, you can just click on the form and you can edit that. Or on the right display, you can just click the image here, and then the left panel will show you where you can edit that. This is where you can edit that. So we have now learned the sections and what's inside the section. If you want to add a new block inside the section, let's say yeah, so for this one, if you want to insert maybe another text here, the easiest way is, well, there are actually two ways. This is the benefit section. You can either go here, click add content, or where you don't have the block, the thin line, just right here or right here, or maybe right here, you can click that and you'll be redirected to the benefit section. Now, if you want to insert a text here, just go ahead and click on add content. Maybe maybe we can add a text block here. Once that's added, it will automatically be displayed here. So what you want to do is click on back. So you'll be redirected back to the section settings. And then this one text here, you can click and drag below the headline here. So as you can see here, we don't want this block to be there, and you want this block to be on the same row as these two. So for you to understand how this block works, this block here is in 6 columns. This block here, the feature block, is in 4. So in a row, there are a total of 4 columns. If I make this 8, that will still make this feature block on the same row. So it's either you make it 9, so that one goes down here, or even if this is in 8, and you want this on its own row, inside the text block settings, scroll down, go to this desktop layout, and then you'll see this option, place this block on its own row. You can do that. So even if I click this block and if it's only for 3 columns, it would not have any other blocks on the same row because this block here is set to be on its own row. Now, if you don't feel like you don't like that one, just go back to the main section settings and then click the 3 dots and then just delete it. If you think you only need 2 of this, you can either click any of this and then click the 3 dots and then delete. And if you want this 2 blocks to be wider or occupy more space, click the 3 blocks and then adjust the columns to 5. And then this one as well. Something like that. Also, if you think that, oh, I made a mistake, you can just simply hit Control Z or Command Z in Mac, I think, to undo everything that you have done. Or redo it if you want to delete that and just hit save. If you don't want to have a call to action here, just click that button here and then go to call to action and then uncheck that include CTA. So those are the components of the section and the settings. Now, inside the section and inside of each block, there are more settings. For example, if you go to the section and down here, you'll see the section settings. You'll see the background image is where I have uploaded the background image and the desktop layout. This is the padding. I'll show you how it works. So by default, these are all in 100 padding, but we want the form to be above the fold. So we want to reduce the padding there. So if you put in 20 here at the top, 20 at the bottom, that will be like that. Just make sure any blocks, image, or text is not overlapping to your button. Otherwise, it will not be clickable. That's why it's in 90. Now, let's go here for the text block or the form block. If I go inside a block, a form or any blocks, scroll down here and you'll see more block settings. Um, the padding here is different. If you have noticed in the desktop layout, there's only one padding settings. But if you go inside the form, say to the desktop layout, there's an inside padding and there's an outside padding. The difference is that the inside padding, let me use a different, okay, let's just use this. I'm gonna add a background color just for this walkthrough purposes. So for example, this one, I'm still in the form block, but in the desktop layout settings, the inside padding, you can see that this is the three heading is almost touching the edge of the block. You might want to add like numbers here to increase the inside padding. So that's the difference. And then the outside padding is when you create gap outside the actual block. For example, this one is at 80. And that would add to the column. Per column, this one is 100. So if this block here is already at 7 and this one is at 5, that makes 12. And if you add more outside padding, that would be like 12.80 columns. So you don't want to do that. You can do that if you reduce the width or the columns to 6. So that gives you another 100 leeway. If I put in 80, that would separate your blocks here, if you prefer that way. So say you want to upload a new image here, just go ahead and click that. Left panel will show you where you can upload a new image file. The image width is also important because you it's optional though. If your column is at 500, you can keep at 500. But if your column is at if your column is at five columns, and then your image width is just at 200, that would make it a little smaller. All right, so that now let's go to the next section, which is the benefits. You can see here inside the benefits section, from the top, you've got the icon, the headline, and the three feature blocks. If you don't think you need an icon here, you can just simply click the three dots next to the icon block and hit hide or delete. Once you do that, the padding will be like this because this page is designed to have an icon. But since you don't want to have an icon, what you can do is in the section where you have all the blocks of this, go to desktop layout and then adjust the padding like so. And then if this one here, I have a different um video walkthrough on how you can edit this. Um, but it's this one. I have created two elements here. One is for the image frame where you can just simply drag the image, say forest. When you add this one, you can just simply do that. And then when you click on this brown circle frame, you can just change the color. And then just make sure to save it as transparent so that it doesn't follow it will not have a background color here. Once you have downloaded that, you can go back to your opt-in page and then upload your new files. Now, if you only have like icons here, not really an image, you can still do that. And icons are more of smaller than the image. You can just then adjust the image style, which is still inside the feature section, or sorry, feature block, and then adjust it to say 50 usually for an icon size, like so. And then once you ready to edit the text inside each block here, say this one you want to edit, you have two options. This is a new feature of Kajabi where you can actually edit the text inside the text block, right in the right display, or you can use the left panel, whichever is easier for you. So you can do that, and then when you highlight this, you can change the heading to whatever heading you want, H1 if you want it bigger, and H3 if you want it smaller. Whatever the font size will follow whatever font setting you have set under settings and then style guide. Now, if you feel that you don't want to edit here, you can go to your left panel, click on this full screen icon, which I usually do, and then start editing here. Maybe we don't want that. And here is the new quote. Or if you want to edit this, what's inside this freebie. And then you can just start editing this, this is one, this is two. And then if you are using a different color here and not a dark background color, when you highlight this text here, excuse me, you can just text this and it will be um returned to the default heading font color that you have set under the settings and then style guide. So depending on what color your background would be. And then once you're done, just hit save. If you think you want to have a text block inside, sorry, a CTA or call to action button inside the text, then you can enable that here. I'm in the checklist, this is checklist. Scroll down and you'll be able to find the call to action. Tick this box and you'll be able to add here. Yes, I want to read. Now, if you don't feel right to have a button here, click this image here, scroll down, and you'll see all the settings under this image, which is this one. Uncheck that and then hit save. All right, so this one here, if I click this image, this is not the same shape, but so if you upload a new image that has a rectangle shape, it will automatically be turned to like this. But if you don't feel this shape, this is coded. You can go back to the settings tab, go to custom code, scroll down, and you will see this is the only code that I have added. You can simply remove that if you don't want to. But if you want to change the settings, this numbers here is the 80, the 0, and then another 80 here. This will be from top left, top right, and then bottom left. So if I change this to say 0, 0, I want to make it to 100, and then this is to 100, and then I'm gonna hit save. That would automatically be changing. So remember to edit this. I have a little note here that you can edit the numbers to your liking. Now, this background here, I have, this is for, sorry, I think I have a different tutorial for that. For the testimonial, I'll just simply click this one because it's easier. If I go to background, this is kind of darker than this because there's an overlay here. So my technique here is that whatever is the main color of your image, say this is not brown, it's more of red, for example, then the background color should be more of red. So it complements with the overlay. Because if you put a different shade here, that could be totally different, vibe. Now to edit this testimonial, make sure to check this edit mode. I would advise you to first delete this second slide, or maybe not yet. Click this testimonial. You can upload a headshot of your client here, and then this is too small, so you can edit the image style to something bigger like 200. And you can make this circle, match it to 200 radius. But if you don't think a headshot of your client is necessary, you can just use any brand icon or just simply hide it. Now, once you're done with that, go ahead with you can either again paste the text here or edit the text here. By the way, when you add a text, for example, um, sorry. For example, I'm gonna copy that, and you're gonna copy it from your Google Doc or from another platform. When you copy that, that may copy the font style of your source page. And when you click here, oh, that didn't copy, so that's good. When you click here and click on the source code, that automatically set to left. In some cases, well, don't have, let's try this one. Copy that from any source code, and then a bit of technical issue. I'm sorry about that. All right. So if you simply click that and paste it here, it will copy the HTML. So that's one pro tip that I'd like to share to you. If you have a notepad or a sticky note, you can paste it there and then paste it right here. So it doesn't copy the font style. So once you're happy with that, say you wanna edit the name to like not all capital letters and you want this to be bigger, you can click that here, highlight it, click on formats and make it H3 and then you want to make it italic, or you can change it here, change the color right here. The reason why I mentioned that you can delete this is that when you delete that and you have already set the design here, you can click the three dots and then duplicate it so that it will copy everything. Like if you have an icon here, and then you can just edit the text here and edit the text here. New client new name one, without you going through again the heading, the formats, heading three, and then italic again. And then once you're done with that, click edit mode and then hit save. Now for this one, when you first install this, when you see the page, it will not have this form here because whatever form I have created here will not be included in the template because forms, checkout pages cannot be included. So either you click the form block, click on edit forms, and then from here, you can create a new form, say new form, hit save, and then you can choose double opt-in or single opt-in, up to you, and then hit save. Now, once that's done, you can go back to your page editor. You can go to your form block, and then from here, this is how it would look like when you install the page. So from here, you can select the new form. That's it. And then the form here, included in your purchase is the thank you page. Once you have installed the thank you page, on the thank you page drop down, select go to landing page, and then select that opt-in confirmation page. And then that goes the same here. When you click on the form block, make sure you select the form, the new form for your brand business, and then as well the installed thank you page or confirmation page for this opt. So that's for the desktop layout. Now, if you click on the mobile, although when you're editing the mobile view, this may not be accurate. So you might want to use your actual mobile, send the link to your phone, and then access the link from your phone to view it. Now, this one here, if you will notice, this image here is on the right side. If you click the image block, and if you go to mobile layout, we're now in mobile, there's an option here for image on top. If I uncheck that and hit save, Click on the mobile icon at the top. Here's what will happen. If you prefer not to have an image on your form, you can click the form, scroll down to the mobile layout, and then hide this block. In the desktop view, it will still be here because only hiding this image block in mobile. But if you want to keep it in mobile and you want the image on top, if you click this image on top, tick box, and then click on mobile, this will be right on top. So usually it's okay to have an image on the top and then the text. This opt-in design template does not require a lot of changes in mobile because the desktop layout is okay to have the same layout in mobile. Unlike the other templates, for example, the sales page, it requires a section that is only visible for desktop or for mobile. But for your reference, this is how I meant. Remember that we have hidden this one in mobile because in mobile we don't want to have an image to view this, which is only viewable for the desktop. So that's the main difference. But this one, when you edit this text here, new word, and when you go to your mobile optimization, that will automatically be displayed. If you change this image here for desktop, that will also display automatically for your mobile. So that's it. I hope this is helpful. But if you have more questions or clarification or need support for anything you have, challenges adjusting the padding, the fonts, the sizes, testimonials, please email me. I have included my email address in the PDF instructions and as well my IG and my profile link in Kajabi Experts. So sending the best to you and happy editing. Thank you.